soup for whatever, chicken soup being that healing agent that cures all. And he was presenting this idea that one of the things that is important for us to understand, because we have this ability, as Ernest Holmes says, to think, to create out of the mind, is that we need to be 100% responsible for everything in our life. Can you imagine that? Everything that's going on in your life, you are 100% responsible for. When his mentor gave him that, he asked the question, he said, so if a plane falls out of the sky and lands on me, I'm responsible for that. The mentor said, well, at least you ought to take the opportunity to look into your consciousness and see where you may have opened up for that opportunity and that experience to come into your life. To at least be willing to say that I'm willing to stand up and to declare that I am 100% responsible for my life. And if I have created this, however it shows up, then I can recreate it into something even more magnificent. That's the journey that I'm on. That's my purpose in being in this experience. Because I understand and I believe and I have accepted that there is a divine intelligence that wants to have experience in the world, and it wants to do it out of these qualities that is its very nature, that looks like love and abundance and prosperity and wisdom and balance and beauty. And it wants to do it through me. Wow. It has chosen me. It also has chosen you. Each and every one of you. You have been chosen by the divine. You would not be here. For in the beginning, God. And it brought forth out of itself everything that is. Mineral, plant, vegetable, animal, human. Has been brought forth by that divine intelligence. And everything has some level of consciousness within it. But what makes the human being unique is that we have this awareness that we have consciousness and awareness and self-knowingness. And so we are capable of directing, redirecting, rededicating, recreating, bringing forth the experience that we so desire in our life. And we're doing it all the time. So if there are things and stuff that's happening in your life that is not working for you, now is the time. Because the world is coming to an end, as we know it. So you always have to make sure you qualify this. As we know it. And we are standing upon the threshold of something new, something magnificent, something absolutely creative, because that is who we are. That's the greatest thing ever known. That's the greatest discovery ever made, is that we have within us the ability, the capacity, the understanding, the power, and the presence to know that we are conscious and creative. And we are bringing forth our experience and our life in the way that we desire. And some of the things that we're doing have been laid upon us, have been given to us, have been thrown at us, they have been thrown on top of us, not by our choice, but perhaps because we just allowed for it to be. We sort of turned away from the light and stepped into the darkness and said, well, whatever, just bring it on. You know, maybe something good will come out of it. Maybe, you know, if I wait long enough, it'll go away. Maybe if I wish upon a star, something will change. And in the meantime, we're proving all of the other things. Because that's where our passion is at. That's where our day-to-day thinking is at. That's where our step-by-step is at. See, we get caught up being in the world. We're out there in the muck of things. And we forget to stop and get quiet and return back inward, because everything begins within. Everything that is true, absolute, whole, perfect, and complete begins from within and moves outward. And if you're looking with physical eyes into the world that has been created out of the mismanagement or the unawareness or the hoping for something, somebody else would take care of it, and you allow that to have the power, then you've given it away. And so you deserve everything you get. I know that sounds bold. But if you're not in that place of awareness, if you're not in that place of consciousness, if you're not taking 100% responsibility for your life, then what comes into your life is yours. We can change that. You can bring about something different. You can make something else happen. But you have to begin in the beginning. You have to go back to that awareness and that understanding that God is all there is. And if that is so, then within me, as me, through me, is the essence and the nature of that divine intelligence. And if that is true, then I have the power and the presence within me to recreate my life in the way that I desire and what it is that I want to do. And if I can hold on to the passion of that, if I can really bring that into the essence of who I am and what I'm wanting and where I want to be, and then I can look at what is it for me to do, and stay on that track and stay focused in this awareness that whatever shows up for me is divinely guided. Because I know that there is that intuitive self within me that is the higher self, that is the presence of God, that is working through my experience and my life that says I want it to be something even more magnificent than it is today. And I have to tell you, my life is pretty magnificent right now. But I know that it's getting better each and every day. I'm finding more joy and more prosperity and more abundance in my life today than I have ever experienced before. And I keep trying to give it away. And every time I give it away, it increases and multiplies and comes back. That's powerful stuff. You can have anything that you want, but please, I caution you, choose carefully what you want, because you will receive it. It's there. It's already waiting upon you. The Master Teacher, Jesus, says, the kingdom of heaven is within. It's right there. You have it. It is you. It's waiting upon your awareness, your recognition of it, your declaring it, your realizing it, and then calling it forth and bringing it into action. Bring it into what it is that you want. One of the other things that Dr. Ernest Holmes says is that it's of no use unless you